This dry Riesling is not on your tasting menu. This is an extra on me. We grow this here.
Linda Wiseman pours some wine that Linville Falls Winery makes from its hybrid grapes. She and her father-in-law own and operate this winery, showing people that good wine doesn't have to come from traditional old-world vinifera grapes.
People that come here that have not tasted these real acidic, fresh-tasting grapes, wine that we're making from these mountain grapes, they just haven't tasted anything like that before, and they're loving it.
Linville Falls Winery sits just off Highway 221, about a half-mile north of the Blue Ridge Parkway. It's a 40-acre farm that includes the winery and tasting room and a patio overlooking the vineyards and Christmas tree farm. And it's a dream come true for Jack Wiseman. As a child, his grandmother taught him how to make wine, and he spent some time in the Napa Valley in the 1950s.
When I was there in the Napa Valley, it caught fire, and I knew that someday I would be making wine and hopefully would have me a vineyard.
Wiseman returned to North Carolina in 1960 and started a janitorial business in Charlotte. But he soon started buying up small farms in his native Avery County and planted Christmas trees. In fact, he bought nearly 20 farms over the next 25 years.
And there was one of them that stood out, and it just looked like it needed to have grapes.
Turns out the elevation, soil conditions, and climate were perfect for some kinds of grapes, especially Riesling.
We had no idea that we would get the flavor that we get here in North Carolina of high elevation Riesling grapes, and it's just wonderful.
The Wisemans say their Riesling pairs well with fish and Thai food.
High in acidity, citrus, notes of pear, Riesling grapes alone, dry, very unique to have a dry Riesling that's not been sweetened.
Elevation is a blend of 3 red hybrid grapes.
This is the first time ever that these 3 hybrids have come together off of our property and out of the Blue Ridge Mountains and at this elevation.
Elevation is a light to medium-bodied red wine.
So you've got a little bit of spicy, a little bit of plums and cherries, but a little smoky undertone.
It pairs well with steak or Italian pasta dishes. The Cherry Bounce is a dessert wine.
So Cherry Bounce is an old Martha Washington recipe that we like to say behind the bar that we dumbed down a little bit because Martha made it quite strong for George.
It's apple brandy blended with sourwood cherries and finished with ground cinnamon.
It is just a very lovely port-like style after-dinner cordial.
You can taste all of the wines at the tasting bar or pick up a glass or bottle and enjoy it out on the patio with a view of the vineyards and the mountains and often to the sound of live music.
When I was just a baby, my mama told.
You can also stroll the vineyards and Christmas tree farm. And during the holidays, you can come choose and cut your own tree. The Wisemans say their guests should choose their tree before enjoying their wine. If done in reverse,
Their living rooms get really big.
a 125-year-old barn on the property hosts all kinds of events, everything from art classes to weddings. There are lots of reasons to come here.
The wine, the atmosphere, the beauty of the area.
Steve and Marcia Zarecki are from Maine and visit the North Carolina mountains every fall. They never miss a trip to Linville Falls Winery.
The wine itself is just phenomenal.
It is an awesome place to sit and while away the afternoon.
And both children and pets are welcome.
It's a little bit unique with the people that come here from different areas that haven't seen this relaxing atmosphere and this quality of wine before.
We want to give people an unforgettable experience.